Hey everyone. So, yesterday Cisco put on a CCIE webinar for the Enterprise Infrastructure Lab, and it was called, Build Your Own Lab and Beyond. It was a good webinar, and I do recommend watching it, especially if you're going for the CCIE Enterprise Infrastructure Lab exam. But I put together this blog post, and I'll put it in the description. And in this blog post, I took a lot of screenshots. And one of the most I would say contentious, points, maybe the point that brought up the most discussion was hardware requirements and what specifically is going on with software-defined access. So you could see in these hardware requirements here, ICE, the Identity Services Engine, is 8 CPUs and 64 gig of RAM, which is pretty hefty. And then to dwarf that, we actually have the DNA Center appliance, which is 88 virtual CPUs and 256 gig of RAM. Holy cow, right? So to make things even worse, if we scroll down further, you could see the non-virtualized part of the lab now consists of SDA switches because there's no images available to emulate the Catalyst 9000s. And then also DNA Center. Virtualization is not officially supported and it requires huge resources to run, which we just saw. For the SDA part here, you could see that, it must be physical, like I just said. And then here are the different switch options. But, these Cat 9K switches are really expensive. Not necessarily, for your business, but for your personal lab, these are crazy. You're not just going to pick up a couple off eBay for $20. So the point here is that SDA, it's only probably about 12 to 15% of the exam, but it is way more expensive than anything else in the entire, blueprint. So Cisco has kind of said, maybe they'll do some rack rentals, but who knows when that's going to come out or how expensive that'll be. Also internally, they're researching ways to make this all digital, but, again, who knows how long that's going to be. So today, April 8th, 2021, I want to show you what I consider to be the best and, most importantly, most affordable resources there are to let's say lab, but we're to study SDA to use on the CCIE lab exam. So in the webinar, one of the things he said was that we will need to know the underlay configuration. It's going to be very important. So the best way I think, and if you go on LeanPub, again, I'll put this in the description, from Tim McConaughey, he has 4 books on the SDA underlay. Now, the first book is the Lisp/VXLAN basic workbook, and then there's the solutions guide, and then the expanded workbook and the expanded solutions guide. There's 2 bundles for them, so I'm just going to click in, one of the bundles, just so you can kind of see the price. And it's $19 for the full bundle. All right, so you get both the bundles. This will go over basically the entire SDA underlay configuration. I think well worth it. I don't know of anywhere else that kind of has this for this price, especially because there's not a lot of workbooks out there for the CCIE Enterprise, to be fair. So again, I will put Tim's LeanPub page in the description, and you could scroll down and you can grab both bundles. Now, for the actual DNA Center part of it, let's take a look at videos. So the absolute cheapest way would be to come in here to Labminutes, and you can see this is the first video in the series, which is SDA Fundamentals Part 1. And you can download the video for $17, or you can just watch it, right? So this is free. There's no account. I'm not logged in or anything. You can see up here, there's no login or anything like that. It's just free. And on the rest of his page, I didn't mean to open up in a new window, but regardless, you could, come in here to videos Again, I'll link this below, and you can see all these SDA videos. And there's 3 pages worth of it. So again, free, great way to actually see the product in use. The other videos would be KbitsLive. So he has a subscription plan that's $100 for the whole year. And in this, you have this implementing SDA course. This is hours of video of Quar going through all of this DNA Center stuff. I mean, this is a lot of video. So more expensive than the free one, obviously, from Labminutes. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up, because in this, there's tons of other videos, obviously, including SD-WAN. So if you're looking to tackle the SD-WAN and SD access portion of the lab, for $100 to have a year, a yearly subscription and get all these videos, feels like it's worth it. All right, so now we're at $100 plus, maybe $40 for Tim's books. We're at $140. Not too bad. Now, the only thing I'm missing is that I'm not actually getting hands-on. So, for free, if you go to DevNet, search for DNA Center, click on Sandbox, you'll see there are a few sandboxes, including the Always On sandbox. So I just happen to be in it right now. It requires no reservation. You could pop in and at least click around. Again, this doesn't really fix all the problems of I'm not going to be able to provision, a fabric myself. I'm not really setting up a lab myself, whatever. But considering that this is only 12% of the exam, maybe 15% of the exam, I feel like this is going to be okay. Doing Tim's workbook for the underlays, watching the videos, and then getting actually in here to click around, I feel like you're going to get mostly there. Now, would I rather have a appliance with the switches and be able to do it all myself? There's no question. So if you have that in your environment or you use it at work, then this video is going to be useless for you. Just go ahead and do that. But if you're someone like me who's staring down, got to buy these switches for thousands of dollars. I got to get these ridiculous hardware resources for, again, more thousands and thousands of dollars. I feel like spending $140 here and then maybe the $1,600 on a lab exam attempt really is not that bad compared to how much money you would have to spend to actually lab it fully. I think this is a pretty good plan. Again, this is in April, so if you're watching this video in December of 2022 or something, and Cisco has come out with a virtualized DNA center that works in your ESXi or EVE-NG, whatever. Again, as of today, this is, in my opinion, the best way to study software-defined access. I will put all of these links in the video description. If you know of more stuff or a better way to learn it, please let me know. I guess I should say before I sign off, if you are a CBT Nuggets member, CBT Nuggets does have an SDA course. I didn't put them in this video because, quite frankly, Kbits is cheaper and Labminutes is also cheaper, and I just also trust both those things. No offense to CBT, they're actually great, and the guy who does the SD Access course is fantastic. Just for the price point, I think this is really, my plan is going to get you there cheaper. So, again, please leave any comments, questions, discussion points below. I look forward to your feedback, and thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.